Hey guys, I'm Rick, and that is One Big Pile of Bricks with our amazing guests, Nick and Gene.
Hey!
For everyone listening and watching at home, these guys were from Season 4 Lego Masters, and Gene's opinion is, should have won.
Should have won.
No, well,
Should have won. Just gonna say it.
You
Should have won.
You should have
Should have won.
and we're going to make a gift that goes spicy, so we can put it like...
Yeah, just straight down the barrel of the camera. Should have won.
How did you guys find the Lego Masters experience?
Look, I'm gonna. Nick spoke the whole time during Lego Masters, so I'm gonna speak a little bit here. Honestly, shooting was amazing.
I didn't know you had a voice, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, they completely cut me out of the
voice
edit,
sounds
so-
like for everyone listening at home.
yeah. Here's a fun fact: I can speak. You know.
I just thought you were like mute or something. So
yeah,
like, oh.
yeah. I just didn't say anything interesting. Nick said all the cool shit.
Or were you saying like stuff that was too interesting that they had to cut it?
Maybe.
Were you being a little bit spicy?
I mean, a lot of what we spoke about was just total bullshit. Like,
Yeah.
I think they couldn't air anything I said because we were trying to figure
Was
out.
it like a
who
lot of
played.
swear words? So they
Well,
were
it was
like,
just- there was a lot of that, but it was just like stuff like
It was pretty banal. Like, what was the best song on the Tony Hawk Pro Skater
yeah,
soundtrack?
which is
Like,
important.
like
Super
that's
important.
That's like the bit. Like that's how I learned about music.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 and 4, you know.
Yeah.
And now Stranger Things is the latest thing that everyone's learning music about.
Yeah, wow. Kate Bush
Yeah.
back up the charts.
Well, look at Metallica.
Running up
like it's
them
everywhere
charts.
now. Because I was like to Caroline, how did people not know about Metallica?
How do people not know about Metallica?
Yeah.
I guess it's the way though, right? But
Yeah,
you know,
grow up with it.
TV drives pop culture.
that's it. How did you find the Brickman on set? Come on, Gene, spill it. Gene giggled, so there's some goss here.
No. Brickman's like.
Shout out to Ryan.
Shout out to Brickman.
No, I
Shout out to
love
Ryan.
Brickman.
He's
Yeah.
your dad.
Sweetheart.
Like
Yeah.
on set, he's like he's a pretty lame dad.
Yeah.
But you know he's a dad nevertheless. He's like your dad when you're 4. You know, taking.
Can
you
we
to school,
start a
holding your
hashtag
hand.
Brickman, hashtag lame dad? Like,
Yeah. But it's off screen. It's in the green room when Brickman's like your cool dad. You know,
Yeah.
he's like you're like a teenager now, and he's your teenage dad. Well,
Yeah.
your
He's like,
dad
try
as
a beer. Why not?
Yeah.
Stay up
he's
late.
like drink on
Dropping
Lego
a
Masters.
couple of light swears, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very interesting. Like a lot's changed, obviously, in the last whatever years Lego Masters has been on.
Yep.
Like I used to work for him, so I know
Yeah.
him quite well, right?
Right.
And when he first came on TV, the big thing was like, is that the real Brickman? Like, you know, because it's different. You can't swear and you can't,
Yeah.
like, you know. He's like, it's really interesting. He's a good dude. Like, he's
Yeah.
you know.
He's beloved. And I feel like on set, Hamish is kind of your best friend, but Brickman's kind of your teacher.
yeah.
So you've got that energy of someone kind of pulling you up and then someone kind of giving you the feedback, the
Yeah.
things you need to hear.
Were you happy with how you were portrayed on Lego Masters?
Well, I didn't speak, so no.
It's really interesting.
For both of us.
Well, Nick's doing all the speaking, so Nick, would you like to take over from me today? Like,
Yeah, no, I loved it. Disappointed that the biggest gripe I have is
Dan
that,
zoom into
or
Gene.
the biggest gripe, honestly, is all of my wardrobe was from Kmart. Everything was literally a $10 Anko special. Paul and Trent were out there with the $300 Ben
Yeah.
Sherman.
But we know that, like, people that have no kids, like Paul and Trent, can
Yeah.
afford a bit more things, right?
Well, they weren't paying for it. That's the thing. They have more money than me anyway. I was like, help me out. Help me out. I've got 5 wins. Can I get into some chinos? And
Well, obviously not. Maybe.
yeah, obviously not.
Well, Kmart is the major sponsor, so maybe they're like, we got to close Nick.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they
we're
didn't
gonna
pay
rep
for
the
that. That was free. Your wardrobe
Really
was
even
free.
worse.
It's very interesting that they clothed you on the show.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You didn't get to wear what you wanted to wear.
To an extent, I mean, we have a wardrobe process where we took photos of all our kind of options. We were clothed pretty closely to what we wore, but you had to be careful because I think like Caleb wore a polo and shorts one time, and then he was just the polo and shorts guy.
Yeah.
And then like you were the loud shirt guy.
Yeah.
Like
So, because it was Kmart clothes, did it smell like Kmart? Because you know how those clothes have that unique...
Yo, I wasn't clothing
Yeah.
Kmart. I was put in like pretty good brands. You know?
it was just me.
It was just Nick.
What did you
Nick
do
was
to
the-
him?
I don't know what I did. Oh, I was always late.
You've
putting my
upset
shoes
somebody, so they're like, right.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
on. Yeah.
Always late putting shoes on. Always getting yelled at.
Yeah, but that's the fun part of Lego Masters, all the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Was there much drama on season 4?
No, I think we were just exhausted most of the time. Like behind the scenes, I was in the green room just trying to relax. It's kind of fun though.
What about Gene? Like you can talk as well. It's fine. It's not Channel 9.
Yeah. No, it was pretty chill. Like most of us were all friends, and like
Even cheap jokes.
well, we didn't see much of him, so
Yeah, he gives me a weird vibe. Like,
Well, I guess that's what happens when you get eliminated
yeah,
first.
like I mean, he kept calling the Lego his art, which was really weird. And then I saw him taste the bricks a few times. Yeah, it was kind of.
I have to be careful what I say that I don't upset anybody right now.
Yeah. And then
Because
like,
is brick liquor a term? I don't know. Like, is that what
well,
we're
it
gonna
can
call
be
it?
now.
yeah, that's the hashtag.
Now
yeah,
after
cheap
we've
jokes.
done filming, we're gonna have to hop on and just comment on one of his posts. # brick liquor.
Yeah, we
Like,
got it.
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
We got it moving so it's relevant when this airs.
Yeah. 100 hashtags before. Yeah, this.
Yeah,
airs,
that's right. If we got it trending,
well, we might. You don't know, right?
And Andrew will be happy because he'll be trending.
Yeah.
For
Would
once.
Would it be the
Perfect.
only time
Win-win.
he's trending?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
definitely.
Is it because Crystal was with him? Is that why he was popular?
Was he popular though?
Dan,
Sorry,
that's
sorry,
the
Andrew.
clip?
Sorry, Andrew.
That's the promo clip right there. Dan, you know what to do the magic?
We love you, Andrew.
Yeah. No, actually, when Andrew sorted us out with some really cool custom basketball jerseys.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow, that's cool.
That we weren't allowed to wear.
We weren't allowed to wear them. Yeah,
No, actually, no. We could have worn them if we wanted, but DMAC
yeah.
said,
Yeah.
if you wear this in the finale, you're gonna get hate. So
Why though? Like, because it's custom, like Nick and Gene stuff.
yeah, I don't know, because people are petty
Yeah, that is true.
in general.
D-Max,
No shade on people either. Sorry, we love you, people.
D-Max he's very good at his job, and he's
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
the head producer of every Lego Masters in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he's an interesting kind of guy. And I think some people either take him really well, and some people can't find how he stands. But he's very successful, so he knows what he's doing.
yeah, and he's good at what he does.
So he's
And he
probably
just-
like, don't do that. And you're like, all right, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Don't
Yeah.
make me cry.
yeah,
And
it
also,
kind of got
like-
to the point where, like, if DMAX says it, do it because
Yeah.
he knows what he's talking about. So
Yeah.
we get hated. And then again, if we got haters, we'd be trending. So I'd
We'd be like
I'd have
Andrew.
more than 1,500 followers. So maybe we should have.
It's all about the follower count.
Why didn't we wear them today?
We should
You could have worn them today. Why didn't you wear them today? Here's a sneak peek. I'm gonna spring this on you guys, so
Yeah.
you're gonna have to say yes now.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
when
yeah.
next season airs, I think we're gonna get all of season 4 out for meet and greets.
Oh, sweet. Yeah,
So wear it
great.
then.
Yeah,
Yeah, love
hell
it.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, done.
So
Love it.
they've said it, so now they're locked
That's
in.
a contract. Sign that.
Yeah.
You sign that.
No, because we try to every season. It's been hard the last couple of seasons because Corona. Like
Yeah.
to do meet and greets because it's always a bit weird, and you don't know how Corona's the last 2 and 3 they copped it because they didn't have any of that meet and greet stuff. That's why when Dave and Gus were here because they won season 3. Dan, you correct me, 3. I don't know. They won one season, and they were excited. Oh no, it was season 3. They were excited that they got to meet people again because they couldn't do that sort of stuff.
Totally. Yeah, and you're building for hours and hours and hours and hours, and so much of building Lego is about sharing it.
Yeah.
So when you don't get that experience of feedback, you can kind of make these really beautiful things. 15 people in real life get to see them, and then they get kind of destroyed.
Yeah.
So you really lose that catharsis of kind of like.
Were you guys happy with how everything went on Lego Masters?
In what way?
You see how I'm baiting, I'm
In
just
what
dropping
way?
bait. I just want to be like the crazy witch, come to this house, come and tell me. With the build up, because obviously everyone, including ourselves, were like, you guys were going to win because every episode, 9 times out of 10, you would win.
Yeah, it was.
Some of
a
that
bit
was luck though.
Some of it was like some of it was
A
pure
lot of
skill.
it was luck.
The bridge,
Some of it was amazing drone piloting.
That was skill.
The
That
bridge
was
was
skill.
that was engineered perfectly.
you guys will see Joz's later because it's going to, but he
Yeah.
he called me out on that because I was like, why did he put all that brick on his bridge? Because it was like.
Oh yeah.
Because it ends up if anything's moving, it's going to sag to the middle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I was like, why did he? And then when we found the podcast, he's like, I saw you call me out on that. And I was like, well, why did you do it? And he's like, oh yeah, you're right. And they're all surprised that you won that challenge, but it's
I think
skill.
Everyone's kind of surprised that we won that challenge.
Did you? I know it's probably hard to talk about, but how did you find coming third? You're allowed to be honest. You're allowed to be disappointed, dude. Because this is the first time that you've actually been able to air how you feel about it.
Sure.
Yeah, from our perspective, as a couple of idiots building Lego, like we didn't know what we were doing half the time. So to go from our first build, which was pretty kind of crap.
Yeah, but you got on Lego Masters. Not many people can.
Oh yeah, I know that was.
I mean, Andrew did, so like, the bar's pretty low.
How did he get on? Oh wait, because he filmed all those like YouTube videos with them, and then they're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, we feel sorry for this kid. Come on."
Yeah, apparently he's big on like social media or something. I mean, I haven't
some
seen
kind
it,
of
but-
influencer or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, he's one of those.
Yeah, one of those guys. But yeah, coming from like not knowing what we're doing to what challenge 3, like win, and then 7 in a row, kind of set expectations a bit high. Gonna be honest.
But it knocks the
For
wind out of
myself.
yourselves, right? Like you're allowed to be upset about it.
Yeah,
Like, 'cause,
yeah.
like I know it's all everyone's like. Even when you're a kid, it's about participating, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But if you go, it's 12 weeks of filming, so you're filmed every week thinking I've got a shot, and then it gets abruptly taken away. Like it's not. I can understand why you're upset about it. Like it's normal human feelings to be annoyed and upset.
Yeah. And I think what we built was incredible. And
You guys built amazing. The whole show.
yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And I know Nick's gonna be civil.
No, like
And dead neutral, but
I guess we haven't talked about it, but like I
Yeah.
genuinely feel like every finals for me, I watch the finals and I'm like they should have won. You know what I mean? And no, I'm not saying like I feel like all the builds did something really
Yeah.
special, but like I love Gabby and Ryan's build.
Yeah.
Like to me, like I'm like, oh, that should have won. And that's kind of like the fun of the show.
Yeah.
That there's always like the discussion because it's, at that stage it's kind of like an art gallery, right? No constraints.
Jean's laughing because I know Nick's giving like the politically correct answer.
yeah.
Well, I mean-
I'm actually laughing because this is why they aired what he says. 'Cause he says all this like all these really poignant things. He's got like this beautiful way with words, and here I am just like, yeah, I should have won.
Yeah, I think too it's about like maybe this is why they wouldn't allow us to have you on earlier.
Maybe.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, I kind of like look at it like, to me, it would almost be asking too much to also win.
Yeah.
Like, had an amazing experience, set a record, like, unbelievable.
And we got a plaque.
Most wins, dude.
We actually got a little.
Oh, they
plaque
actually gave you
back.
something?
They gave us a plaque. They didn't air it.
Yeah,
They didn't
like
show, we were
got
waiting
cut
for that
out.
plaque to show, but they didn't have that. That was mildly disappointing.
Is it a Lego built plaque or just a standard one?
No, it was just, I think Hamish popped down to the local like
Trophy
Hamish
engraved.
was like, we better get these guys something.
And then they double-sided taped it to the back of the set, and then like it fell off
It
overnight.
kept, yeah, it
Right.
fell off
Kept
pretty
falling
much
off.
every day.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then one day it was just gone. So like
yeah.
It must be hard. Like everyone takes it like differently, right? Because every season we've spoken to, because like we've met a lot of the guys, right?
Yeah, of course.
And Jordan and Miller were the same. Like
Yeah.
we met Jordan and Miller because Legoland Discovery Centre here in Melbourne
Yeah.
did a season 1 finale screening back when Dave, who works on Lego Masters, was the master builder there,
Oh, cool.
and now Miller's the master builder. So,
Yeah.
but like
Right.
we were there, and for them to stand up later and go like, we felt like we got shafted effectively because you're leading up to this big finale and everyone that thinks they're going to win, right? Because
Yeah.
you're in the final race, and like just to miss out by 2 steps is very frustrating. And they were upset because back then, if bricks broke, they would just chuck them back in the brick pit.
Yeah, right.
So they had bricks that weren't like clicking together properly,
yeah.
and
Oh, we had some of those.
Yeah.
We had some warped like
Yeah.
barbecue
Destruction
bricks
bricks
from the
yeah.
and you're just
from
like,
the
what?
Stuntman challenge.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
always the way, right? You're like, why are they putting
Yeah.
this? But I guess
And
it's
so
Yeah.
Nick could like pick them up and hurl them into the corner. And that also didn't make it. I don't know why.
They're like,
Any brick that like it got to a point. I think it was during especially during the finale where like if a brick didn't click into place immediately, Nick would just toss it
Yeah.
across the room.
but that's the whole point, right? Like, 'cause you like.
Yeah, because we could just go and get more. Like you don't need these bricks to fit. It's not like at home when you've got like 8 brown bricks. And
Yeah,
you
that's
need
fair,
them all. You can just chuck them all and run back and grab some more bricks from the pit. So
It must be hard for you guys, like, because they air it like it's always on TV and it's always on social media. Like, how do you feel about it now? Do you reflect back on it and feel okay, or are you still a bit upset?
I would just wish they put more of me in it talking. That's it. But otherwise, like it's great. Like, it's really cool. I was on freaking national broadcast TV.
Number one show in
incredible.
Australia.
Yeah.
Lego Masters has been year after year.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Which is a big deal for a product about like a show about a toy, right?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. A bunch of fully grown adults
Playing with toys.
playing with bricks.
Well,
fair enough.
I
But
think
hey.
it's hard, like, and also they've been able to make it different every year.
Yeah.
I felt like this season definitely escalated.
Yeah.
Like going outside and the difficulty of challenges, like all of that
I feel
stuff.
like outside would have been extremely difficult.
Outside was a bit silly because what was it? The drone, which was fine. Like, I aced that anyway, so who cares? But like for the
Hashtag winner.
yeah, for the high wire challenge, they didn't say it was going to be in wind, and so like none of us prepared for wind. Like, you saw our build, big, heavy.
You'd build
stupid
something
thing.
like that would be able to counter the wind.
Yeah. If we knew it was going to be windy, that's why the only one that made it across was the one that was designed like a real life object that deals with wind, like a cable car.
Yeah.
They're designed to do
They're
that,
designed
right?
to kind of deal with winds, kind of live in the mountains. Yeah, if we knew it was going to be at White Bay Ferry Terminal, the windiest place in Sydney, we would have built something a little bit different. Well, we would have built the same thing, just... No, we would have built the same thing.
But you guys were there all day. Right?
Bigger, maybe.
It was all day though. You were outside because you can see on the filming that the sun moves.
Yeah.
like it's dead giveaway, right?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
in itself is like why they didn't do it inside.
Who got sunburnt?
Joss got sunburned
heavily
really
sunburnt.
badly.
I think they had to put makeup on the next day.
They did. Poor
to
Joss.
match.
Poor Joss.
Sorry, Joss, again, but
Sorry about
no,
your
this is my
skin,
first
dude.
sorry. I'll apologize later for more.
Sorry,
things I say.
Joss, for winning Lego Masters.
Yeah, he can afford the
Sorry,
sunscreen
Joss.
now.
Yeah.
I think the 50k one will soothe that burn. So
Yeah, lots of money for aloe vera.
he can afford it now. So
yeah.
did you enjoy most of the challenges, or were there challenges that you came across that you were like, this is dumb?
I want Nick to answer something first now. I don't know. I've just been jumping in. It's like this isn't a Gene interview. Nick's also here sometimes.
Sometimes.
I'm getting my words in from that they didn't air on the show. So
No, that's fair.
There were some challenges that were a bit flat, like Secret City for us. I felt like
That was a bit weird,
was a
like
bit
the whole
flat.
underneath thing. Like, you're just
Yeah.
like, what are you doing? Like,
And Grandscapes was a little bit flat for us.
I really enjoyed Grandscapes because like I just never built like
Yeah.
we don't have the bricks at home, so I just never built anything that big. And like
Yeah.
as a kid, you'd always build like a pyramid, and it was huge because you're a kid and you're this tall, and the
Yeah.
pyramid's
Yeah.
this tall, and it's like, wow, this is amazing. So it really brought back memories of building as a kid, building giant things out of Lego. Now it was actually a giant thing out of Lego. So like I had a lot of
Yeah.
fun doing that, and you can kind of zone out and just lay down bricks as quickly as possible.
Zen out.
Just zen out and like meditate for a bit.
But actually, all of the challenges you realize when you get toward the end is they're all teaching you skills for the finals.
yeah.
So even if you find the challenge to be like, oh, weird, or I don't understand the brief, or this seems boring, you're actually being trained. You're learning something about color composition, how to do landscapes, how to do storytelling. Each thing is actually like a Brickman masterclass.
Yeah.
So it's a lesson, and even if it's a painful lesson, at the end, I think
But you aced everyone.
We didn't ace everyone.
Like 90% of them. To the point where you might as well just call it Nick and Gene. Licking.
yeah.
Well, that's Andrew's name because he's a bricklicker.
Yeah, well,
I feel like we just wanted to build really cool stuff because we
Yeah.
love the show. We're huge fans of the show.
Yeah.
We
You
went.
guys actually watched it beforehand?
Yeah. The reason we kind of entered was because we were working in the same place, and the show was airing season 3. And we would come to work every day and kind of go like, oh, did you see that? This is what I would have done. Like,
You see those stupid builds? We could have done better.
yeah, like, oh no,
Basically.
this is how to. So we kind of.
Oh,
No
spicy
shades
words.
straight. Love your builds.
Well, yeah, we were inspired by season
No,
3,
yeah.
basically to do
That's
it.
pretty cool.
But
Yeah.
that's the point of the show, though. So you can see it on TV and like have chat over the water cooler over like how you would have done this differently.
Yeah.
So were you guys friends before work or you met at work?
We met
We
up.
met at work.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you bonded over Lego.
Yeah. We put it over like what Pokemon Go or something.
Yeah, and lots of random stuff, 90s
Yeah.
music.
90s music is the best kind of music.
90s music.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's why it's so
It will never
popular
be
again.
topped, you know.
Well, it's less auto-tuned, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
90s like
Yeah.
90s Australian indie rock
90s
and then
Australian indie
early
rock
2000
is
hip hop.
Peak music.
That's like our two. So like, but a lot of our like builds were like musically inspired, right? Because it's like something we're passionate
yeah.
about.
Yeah.
How did you find the music challenge on Lego Masters? Build the song.
Oh yeah, that was interesting because we got Danger Zone. So like, it was the only one of those. It was the only one of the subjects that was like a concept rather than just a thing that you could build.
That I feel
know
like
what I mean?
that's a
Like-
really hard challenge.
Yeah.
Like Smoke on the Water.
Smoke on the
Water.
water is
Like, how do you do that? Like,
I don't know.
it's almost a year on, and I still don't. I literally don't know what I would do for that. Like, I literally have no idea if I had to do that.
I think the problem is they built a hotel, and I know I told Andrew to build a hotel, but I think the problem is they built a hotel.
They built a hotel, but I told him to do it. So
I
Yeah,
think
no,
Crystal's work was amazing. I think all
Yeah.
of Andrew's stuff was what kind of put them in trouble
Yeah.
there.
No,
yeah.
I think like there was a point,
Spicy.
there was a point where the build was incredible. Like they're the water.
we're just gonna put it out here before anyone attacks us. We actually know Andrew, so don't like think we're picking on him. He picks on us equally as much, so
Yeah.
it's fine. Like,
No, we do love
Yeah,
Andrew.
not like Andrew picks on me as well, but not in public. So
Yeah.
just in DMs.
Yeah.
You know,
Andrew
I'll
put
open
glass
phone
in
and
my
there'll
food.
There'll just be a
Wait, Andrew
a
who?
photo of him giving me a hey.
Andrew who?
The bricklayer.
God. Oh my god.
Dan, can you do that as a promo? And I'll tag him in it too, and he'll be like, "What?"
Yeah, he'll love it.
No, but
but-
during the
yeah.
break, like during our lunch break, I told him, you know, the kind of the backstory of Smoke on the Water, and so they built like literally what the song was about, which I feel like Delta should have gotten, being a muso, you know, but maybe it's just
I know nothing about music
Maybe.
that much, so I'm not going to comment.
Would you have got? Did you get that? Would you have gotten Smoke on the Water, or did you get it while it was airing?
Not the biggest problem I find is that you can't really do anything that's smoking on water, right? So you
Yeah.
couldn't do a
Yeah.
guy that's
Yeah, well,
smoking.
Lego
'cause
bricks
it's
are
a-
square, so
well, and also too, like anything
they
you do,
wouldn't let you build a dude smoking.
that's exactly right. So it's like, how do you project that, right?
Yeah.
And also too, I think the editing team sometimes at Lego Masters don't do a great job.
Oh, shots fired.
I'm putting that out there because sometimes you look at it and you're like, what's he do? Or they'll reveal like most of the builds at the start.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of weird, like, why are you doing that? But every year it's been the same.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you notice to someone's hands, you're like, they're going to win. Like, straight away. They
But
give it
it's
away.
reality TV editing.
Yeah,
People don't like being surprised.
that's true. Speaking of reality TV, were there any drama on set?
I mean, apart from Nick tossing bricks into the corner. What
At
was
least
it?
that's all he was tossing on set.
Especially when Delta was there.
Oh, spicy. Gene's composing himself because Gene wants to say something really inappropriate, so that's why he's just like, I'm just gonna.
There was a bit where we were building that when we were doing the Sky High challenge where I was literally straddling Gene. Like I was building
I don't know
at
why
the
they
top.
didn't make air. Like I was lying on one of those mechanic little wheelie bed things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting this rainbow into the cloud, and Nick was building on top of the cloud, but like
You were
we
looking
were
straight
going
up.
like this.
Yeah.
And
and,
then put it on
they
TV.
interviewed us. Like
Yeah,
they
they did an
interview
interview that way, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, two
Yeah.
camera angles and everything.
Maybe they got told off by
Yeah.
Channel 9 censors or something, be like, oh, you can't
Yeah.
put that on.
Oh, the clock was a big controversy with the missing base plate. That was very
That
funny.
was funny. Yeah,
That
we got a lot of
continued.
hate for that.
So
Really?
For the whole season.
yeah, like you'll remember
Every
episode 5,
When
Cutaway.
was it?
Yeah,
Cutaway.
okay,
Yeah.
So originally, our idea was always to build kind of a clock.
Yeah.
And what we were going to do originally was kind of build it on the base plate as like a clock that's maybe fallen like out of a house or being
Yeah.
discarded, and then like
Yeah.
little borrowers are living in it, and it's kind of like on a tilt, and it's like in a field.
Yeah.
And as we were building it, we were kind of building it and building it and building it and running out of time. And I kind of, Brickman came over and I was like, I was saying, I might
Yeah.
just tile the whole base plate with
Yeah.
black tiles. Just, it is what it is. Maybe it's on a floor. And Brickman was like, I was like, oh, actually, do we even need the base plate? And he was like, nah, don't need it. Leave it. So we just got the whole base plate and moved it.
Yeah.
So you notice that ours is the only build that's just sitting on the table by itself.
Okay.
And everyone else was like, what the fuck? What's the... Like, they're like, because like Joss and Henry did theirs deliberately for for example, so they could use the cut, and then they had to kind of build this whole extra area.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure they would have just done a huge dragon just sitting by itself, cut in half.
Yeah.
So it became this like meme where everyone was like, oh, you guys are using the base plate for this challenge? Oh, I can see oh, base plate not included. I see the old.
That's so funny with social media and Lego guys. They always pick the weirdest stuff, right?
Yeah.
But also too, like Brickman told you don't need it, so that's fine.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we were just tiled it black, or we were tiled it brown or something, so it looked like a floor. But
that's fair.
Yeah. But definitely, I can see why other teams were like, oh, we were given this huge base plate.
I think it's hard too. Like, when you would know from previous seasons, and this season in particular, you know who are going to be the top X people when it gets towards the end, right? Because you can see the building skills are awesome, and you can sort of see, and some teams, which I won't mention, got along, like you guys got along on the camera. And there's one team in particular, which hopefully we can talk about later, that didn't get along on camera. And I think that if they got along, they would have actually succeeded far into the show. But I think it's always hard when you get two people that don't know each other and you're plopping them together.
Yeah.
Because, there's always that one guy at work that you don't like. Or there's that one person... He just takes over, like, all on Lego Masters. It's all about him, But I think too,
I don't work with him anymore. It's all good.
Well, is it because you
by
left?
choice? By choice.
Like who left who? That's the thing.
You left first.
Yeah,
actually.
I left first. Well, you were freelance,
I was
so you could
freelance.
have left whenever you wanted, but
Yeah.
stuck around freelancing for a bit.
Maybe he stuck around because
I left.
well, I wasn't going to go there, but now we're there. It's obviously probably true. So did you guys feel like that you missed out because you didn't win? Do you feel like that you deserved to win and the others didn't?
No, look, I think completely for real, not trying to be, political or anything, but I do think that the three builds each did have their own chance to win. It just depends on who's going for them and who's in attendance, like the kids and the adults, and who's putting the votes in. You know what I mean? So like, if we got more, like moody kids, they'd vote for us. Or like the boisterous kids vote for Justin Henry's build. But it's like, they were also such incredible builds with like completely different.
Yeah.
And like, I'm super proud of what we built. So like, I wish I won. And I think we had a shot to win.
That's fair. You're allowed to feel like that. Yeah. That's a human emotion,
exactly.
Right?
But Justin Henry's build was sick. Like it was
I'm
incredible.
And it's really hard with
build.
Justin and Henry too, right? Because you would like to hate them, but they're
I
such
know.
nice
They're so nice. And they build such cool stuff.
Like, I've known Joss's work for years, right?
Yeah.
And you always think, like, when someone builds that good, sometimes you interact with them and they're not good dudes.
Yeah.
But you interact with those guys and you're like, you guys are like so good.
It sucks, man.
Yeah, you know how you just like, you guys are so
Why
good
couldn't
about
they
it.
be dickheads? Let's trash about them. But like,
Exactly right.
And same with Caleb and Alex's build. It was full of all these like incredible details, and it was like such a fun little world they created that it could have gone to them. Like it was anyone's game.
Well, they were the dark horses, right? Like everyone was like,
oh, I reckon if we had have gone 6 more episodes, they would have just scaled up past everyone else and just been unstoppable.
well, it's very interesting how quick they advanced. You know, like 'cause every year there's some teams that you're like, how did they get to the finale, right? Because you don't want to be like, oh, that's dumb, but it's the way it is, right?
Yeah.
But how they got in the finale and when they came second, I was like, oh my god, because you don't expect. And I think that was the best takeaway from this season is that you're getting people who weren't really good at the start, and you could see it in their building, they were struggling.
Totally.
And they didn't know each other. So it was like trying to get that sort of connection. But to get as far as they did and to come second, I know it hurts you guys because...
But, you don't get anything for coming second.
Well, and that's the thing. I think that's the one thing that would need to change with Lego. Like,
what's up with that?
Well, like, what? Why? Like,
every Channel 9
even like
show...
MasterChef.
Beauty and the Geek, you get $100,000 if you come second, you get nothing. It's like...
Maybe it's like cost cutting?
Yeah, it's definitely cheaper.
It's definitely cheaper to not give people money.
Yeah, straight up.
Well, it's better than the New Zealand version. The New Zealand version only got $25,000 a gift card to split between both of them.
Yeah,
Didn't they also win? Yeah, but that's because New Zealand, you can't give cash.
Yeah, it's that weird law,
It's like
right?
a strange law, yeah. So
Because
they
are you
couldn't
New
offer
Zealander?
it. Yeah, I'm a Kiwi.
yeah. So you would know, like,
You wouldn't.
yeah, that's what I was like.
I've been living here for a while, you know.
No, but I thought I know someone mentioned to me that you were, and I was like, yeah, is he like? Because you seem normal, like saying.
Yeah, he seems very normal for a New Zealander. So, yeah.
Yeah,
well, mate.
Mate. We're not going to say the date this was filmed, but if you see Nick dead somewhere,
yeah. If I'm deceased, you know what happened.
you guys know what happened. It was the spicy talk on the podcast.
That's right. All the 12 people in New Zealand can come up.
Dan, can you clip that for later? That's all right. So the biggest question overall, were you happy? Like at the end, I know you didn't win, but overall, were you happy with how everything went?
Yeah, I was totally delighted. Like I mean, I came in with like pretty much every team thought they were gonna be eliminated first.
Oh, dude,
So
yeah.
to get as far as we did, like it's insane to think like not only did we make it on the show, we made it into the finals of the show. We had pretty much a dream run. You know,
and we had everything against us. 2, 30-ish-year-old white dudes that, like, honestly, how many of those are on TV?
Yeah.
You know?
No.
We had the hard race
got
and we got on, you know?
exactly,
Yeah.
Well, obviously. Yeah, no, it was honestly like top 10 life experiences.
Yeah.
Top 5?
Top 5, top 1.
Top 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, top 1.
This year was a bit weird though because like you had elimination and then there was a big gap, right?
Huge gap. Yeah, it was weird. Even the cast members, we were like, so many of us here still, like, because we had an out date as well.
Wow.
Like, we're gonna be wrapped by I don't know what December 1st, something like that.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh, there's 3 weeks left, and so they're gonna just have to start.
Well, the finales are usually filmed January. Is that right? Is that when they film the finale? Is it
No,
January?
this one was
December.
I think it's December 10
October.
or something.
Yeah,
Wow.
December 10.
Yeah.
Because I know previous years it's always been in January, like later.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
I think I heard that it was like a fairly condensed shoot time because they were just super scared about COVID.
Well, they so it was long days, I'm assuming.
They smashed us. We were going 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Long days. Yeah, we were exhausted.
That's
a
a
lot of
monster.
time. Yep.
Because I tried to get in touch with Channel 9 about doing like podcasts with season 5 guys. I'm not going to say who's on there because I don't want to get like slapped with some sort of weird lawsuit from Channel 9.
Yeah,
but like
and they will.
They were like, "Nah, you can't film." I was like, "Well, when can we have them?" They're like, "Later." And I was like, "Well, I want to film with them before,
Yeah, sure.
so that we can just drop them all at once,
Yeah,
right?
for
And so
sure.
that people can." But they're just,
When it's relevant, you know.
But
like-
Channel 9, shout out to them. They've been pretty good to us, but sometimes it's hard,
Oh, actually, they were right to us.
Yeah.
Put us on their show. Well, that was Endemol.
Was Endemol good to work with?
The people that Endemol we worked with were good to work with.
Yeah, no, that's true. All the crew, the producers.
You got a really good crew now. Previous
Yeah.
years it's been a little bit interesting, but this year I feel like they've found the right dynamic because personalities, right? So
Yeah.
they found the right dynamic where it just flows.
Yeah.
And we loved our producer. We love all the producers.
Oh, that's
actually.
probably why we didn't get a lot of airtime because we spent a lot of time, like, well, at least me, like chatting with the cam ops and stuff.
Yeah.
That was,
They're probably like building.
Yeah. Well, we were building too.
Yeah,
we're good at multitasking, chatting, and because we're editors, and so like,
Yeah.
well,
They can edit stuff out.
Yeah, exactly. But also, you spend all day with them. You know, so it's like, oh, hey Colin, how you doing? It's like,
How many
Pat.
weeks was the shoot? Like, how many weeks was it for you filming? 12 weeks? Was it this year?
Yeah, what was it?
Yeah.
It was September
yeah,
29th-ish
to like
until December 10th.
Wow,
however
so
long
big.
that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't expect to be gone that whole time.
Yeah, we thought we were
did.
going to be gone like a couple
Yeah.
eps in because what's Lego?
Yeah. We were like, oh, 2 weeks, 3
Yeah.
weeks.
We
It'll
were
be
just-
fun. It'll be a laugh.
Yeah, we were just like we're happy that we got through the first elimination.
Yeah. And then we just kept going.
Yeah,
I
kept
guess.
winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the big takeaway you got to take from it. Yeah, you didn't win. It's a shame, but it happens, right?
Yeah.
Thousands of people apply to be on Lego Masters.
Sure. Yeah.
And you guys got on. And
Yeah.
you guys came third in
Yeah.
the later season. And every season's gotten harder and harder. So you're Australia's best builders. You got to look at it like that. And I know some of the AFOLs and stuff go, they can't, because they don't understand the way the world of TV works, right?
Yeah.
And it's easy for them to judge at home, being like, why didn't they do this? Because they don't understand what's going on in your ear, saying the producer's like, you can't do that, you need to do this, because they don't understand.
Well, it's funny you say that because watching on air, before we were on the show. You're just like, oh, why did they build that technic mechanism?
Why
like
would
that?
they do that?
Like,
It's so weird.
There's better ways to get this thing to raise up through the roof, and then you're on the show and you're like, oh, because they didn't have any of the half the
you
bricks
didn't
we
have
need.
that. They didn't
And
have
that
that
time. Like,
and
it makes sense. Yeah, fair
this
enough.
season's been a lot better because every year they've added more brick.
Yeah,
but season 1 was like
Basics.
skint.
Yeah,
So
I
season
heard
1,
about that.
yeah. So we got contacted 4 days before finale, and they brought like heaps of Lego sets from us. That's why, like, as you can probably tell if you remember season 1, there's a lot of roller coaster parts.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Like,
There was this little we used it for our story in 3 parts. For his hat, there was this little I don't know what it's called, like a semicircle, but it's like smaller than the big ones. And apparently it was in like this Star Wars set they bought. So they probably bought this Star Wars set in season 1 for the finale.
They were like, we literally have 3 of these
3
pieces and you're using all of them. And we're like, okay.
Yeah. I was like, do we have more of this? And like, we only have 3 because they came in this one set that we bought.
Yeah, because season 1, I guess they didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And back then they were building with parts that weren't available, where now it's different. You got more and more stuff.
Yeah. You'd be amazed by what's not in the brick pit, actually.
Oh, it's crazy. Like,
like bike wheels. There's no bicycle wheels. There's bicycles.
There's bike frames.
but
really?
no bike wheels.
Yeah. There's a whole like thing. And every episode we were like, please either put bike wheels in or take the frames out because it's sick what you're doing to us.
Yeah.
Because how are you meant to like put a guy on a bike on the thing?
Nick tried to do him a favor as well because for the finale they ask us if we need to special order any bricks or any more bricks or stuff like that to get what we want to build done. And Nick was like asking for these stuff we actually needed, and they also said, and a bunch of bike wheels as well,
just to pad out the kit. No, Dave was like, no, because it must be talking to Dave right? Exactly. Like, Dave was like, no, this is not happening. But I think like going back to what you were saying before, all you can do on the show is put up builds that you're proud of.
Yeah.
That's it. You can't control whether you win or lose. You can't control anything else. You can only be happy with the build that you do.
And as long as you guys are happy in the way you're portrayed, besides, Gene not talking, but
I mean, I'm thrilled with that. Like, that's...
Alright, guys. Well, I just want to say a massive thank you for flying down from Sydney. I know it was a weird flight today, but I'm glad that you made it. We appreciate it. Dan appreciates it because you keep Dan in a job.
And that's what we're about here at Nick and Gene. Just keeping people employed.
Let's keep people employed. That's right. So Dan's got a job. That's
well done, Dan.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. We'll put all their socials and all their links and stuff because Gene wants to be Instagram famous.
Yeah, it's true.
Because Gene wants to sell feed pics online. So
yeah, well, that's coming. That's coming soon.
There you go. Awesome. Thanks, guys.